Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective for today. Today is Friday, May 23rd, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, the Lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, the Pinterest, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Don't make it fit if it doesn't fit. If some of it fits, fabulous. We love that for you. Whatever does not fit, leave it on the table for someone else. You don't need to take on energy that wasn't meant for you. I just realized my hair is like all kerfuffly up here. I mean, I don't really care, but I'm just saying. We're going to use Rare Rebel. Rare Rebel. I went to the food truck festival and I got food. I'm very excited. I ate a really amazing caprese grilled cheese sandwich. I got poke nachos and brought those home. Lumpia. How do you say it? Pancit or pancit? I brought home food. I also got papusa at work. So I think I have enough food for the next couple days. We got 2 on the table. Three on the table, 4 on the table, 5 on the table. Seven on the table. We're going to do 2 more shuffles. We got 9 on the table. Okay, 1 more shuffle. You see my face? I'm like, I'll set this over here on the windowsill. We've got romanticize, celebration, connect to spirit, stay grounded, manifest, fire element, deep desires, crossroads, lovers, and hustle, or money moves. Bottom of the deck, feminine, masculine, take how it resonates, it doesn't matter. You could be a fire element, or this other person could be a fire element. Fire element is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. You could be one of those, right? That could be your sign, or that could be in your birth chart. You're going to have cause to romanticize, to celebrate. The connect to spirit, to me in this reading, it's just spirit telling you to stay grounded. don't let something go to your head, if that makes sense. Don't lose sight of what your current focus is, your drive, your purpose. Something you manifested for is coming in. Continue to manifest. Again, this person could be your fire element, could be a fire element. With this Lovers card, you've been desiring a connection and you're going to hit a crossroads. And this is going to, with the money moves, the hustle card, like this is going to happen fast. Because what stood out to me was hustle, but not like hustle for money, hustle like fast. This connection is going to come in fast. And you're going to feel like you have to make a decision. So I think why you're being told to stay grounded is you're going to have to make a decision. Like, am I going to invest more time in this Lovers connection? Or am I going to continue to work on myself, work on whatever I have going, business, hobbies, whatever the case? I think it's basically saying you're going to have to find a balance. And so I'm just going to be honest, the romanticize, the celebration, spirit, God saying, stay grounded. Don't ever romanticize a connection that isn't fitting. Like if you start dating someone and you start making excuses for like bad behavior, odd behavior, abuse, please stop. Please don't do that. I'm going to say this. Kick that person to the curb and wait for the next one. And you're probably thinking, well, Kim, it's easy for you to say. You just think that, there's a million people out there for every person. I don't think that. I don't think that. But I'm going to say this, and I want you to take it in the way that it's intended, because I'm not trying to be mean. What I'm saying is I have more self-respect for myself than to stay in some shady ass situation. I was talking to my friend at work today because this is like the second time she's asked me. She's like, you don't have a boyfriend, you don't have a girlfriend, you don't have anybody. And I looked at her and I said, you know what? I said, after all the shit I've been through, 2022, my marriage, my divorce, the men that I've met since, the women that I've met since, I said to her, I said, I have pretty high expectations of who I expect my person to be. I said, and I really don't know that there's anybody out there that can meet those expectations. And I don't know that I'm willing to compromise. I really don't. I really don't know if I'm willing to, say, oh, fuck it, they don't have a job. Okay, let's date them anyway. I really, like, no, you know? Like, I made all those compromises in my 20s and my 30s. And in my 40s, at the ripe old age of 45, I'm not making any fucking compromises. I want what I want, and if I can't find it, then I'm going to go on solo. And I'm going to be just fine with that. Because I value myself as a human being, as a woman. I'm not going to put up with people's bullshit. I'm just not. Why would I put up with some stranger's BS or some coworker's BS? Why would I put up with someone that, I'm going to get in a relationship with and hope to marry one day's BS? Like, I really want to attach myself to that for the next 40 years? I don't. I just don't. And, people can say, oh, you're picky. People can say, oh, like you're deranged, you're delusional. I don't care. I don't care. When I say that I have experienced every abuse under the sun by pretty much every person I've ever known, I have. And if my expectations are too high, well then they're too fucking high. That's where they're staying. That's exactly where they're staying. I was talking to a guy at work yesterday. He's the guy that transferred from the other department like 2 months ago. And I think I've said this before, like we've talked about how we thought that they transferred him up there so that they could get him to quit. I don't really think that that's true. I think he got transferred up there because he's a kiss ass and he made friends with the right people, if that makes sense. However, yesterday when him and I were talking, I asked him what he was doing for Memorial Day, and he said he wasn't sure. And I said, okay. And he's like, what are you doing for Memorial Day? And I'm like, well, it's just me and the cats. I said, I'm going to work Sunday, some overtime, so we can try and cut down on the work that we'll walk into on Tuesday. And on Monday, when I'm off, I'm going to make barbecue chicken thighs in the crock pot, and I'm going to make some rice. And that's my Memorial Day. Like, I'm going to watch movies or watch YouTube or whatever. Like, I'm just going to chill, read a book. I don't know. And I do some of this, of course, He invited himself over for dinner on Monday. And he kept talking about it. Like, oh, I'll come over. Like, yeah, you're inviting me? No. Where did you get that? Like, where did you think that I was inviting you? You asked me what I was doing. I told you what I was doing. And I guess because I said I was making dinner, he assumed I was making dinner for him. He's like, oh, are you inviting me to dinner? He's like, you're inviting me to dinner? So he kept making comments about coming over. And then he made a comment that I was just like blown away by. And that was, we don't need to tell people in the warehouse that I came over. And I'm okay, guys. First, I was like, well, I wouldn't. First, like, I wouldn't tell people that kind of my personal business anyway. But also, like, we're not dating. Like, you're not coming over to sleep with me. If I was inviting you over for dinner, it would be as a friend. So if anybody found out about it, like, to me that really wouldn't be a big deal. And the other thing was, does he just think that like we're going to get together, but he doesn't want anybody to know cuz he's embarrassed that he would get with me? Because I got to really say I feel like it's the opposite. And I'm not trying to be mean. He has a good job. He works where I work. It's a good job. He doesn't make as much money as I do, but he makes money. And he came from janitorial, and they make hardly anything an hour. Just to be honest, they don't make what everybody else in the warehouse makes. Um. Anyway, and he got a pay increase when he came upstairs to work with us, but I don't think he realizes that his pay increase wasn't that great. I don't think he realizes that. Anyway, he has a job, but he doesn't drive. He has no car. He has no license because he had DUIs. He rents an apartment. He doesn't own his own home. I don't even know if he invests in a 401k. He's 51. He's single. He's never been married. No kids. Can't even keep a pet. Like, I don't get it. Like, and he invites himself over for Memorial Day dinner. So, like, within like a half an hour's worth of time, he finally realizes, like, I'm not responding. The only thing I said to him is oh, I'll think about it, about inviting him over. After a half an hour, he backs out of it and says, "Oh, you know what? I think I might have to see what my mom's doing, if she wants to hang out, if she's not hanging out with my brother." He's like, "I'll let you know." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, let me know." And then when we were leaving to go clock out, he starts trying to flirt with one of the 20-year-old, I think she's 19, one of the 20-year-old girls in our department. And I texted my friend, my other work friend last night, and I told her about it. And she goes, "Well, you knew he was weird at the beginning." And I said, "Yeah, but he has issues. Like there's something wrong there." And he's again, for someone that has no car, doesn't own his own home, never been married, he's very conceited, very much in his ego, thinks he's like the cat's meow, and was even talking to me about his brother and how the way that he looks at it, his brother is the POS because he got married, had a family, had a lifelong career as a firefighter. He's the POS, not him. And not that I think either one of them would be a POS, but like you're putting down your brother for being a fighter for 30 years, retiring early, having a wife and a family, owning a home. And his whole reasoning was that his brother was a snob. This is why I don't invest in men or other women, because this is what I was seeing out there in the dating world for the last 2 years. Narcissism, self-involvement, not recognizing a woman's role in society, and how overwhelmingly large a part we play in the creation of the world. Women, and not to downplay men, I'm just saying women, we give birth, we nurture, we work. Women do everything. We literally do everything, and men out there continue to treat us as if we're the second class citizen. White women, black women, Asian women, you name it. Native American women, you name it. We're less than. Why would I want to date them when they think that I'm beneath them? I'm not beneath you. Look at all the things that I've done. Look at all the things that I've accomplished. And you think that you should be able to run your boot down my back? I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's why I don't really have anything to do with the whole dating scene. And I refuse because anytime I go out there, like there's nothing good out there. There's no one good out there. And I can say, "Oh, I have high standards. I have high expectations." That's part of the reason why. I don't think they understand. This is 2025. When you continue to treat us like shit as second class citizens, we're going to continue to move farther and farther away from the male species. And some of the women, I'm just going to be honest. I'm just saying, don't ever not invest in yourself to invest in a connection, to invest more of yourself in a connection. Do not ever do that. Because whatever you're doing for you is a hell of a lot more important than what you're going to do for some guy or some woman. And even if you were to put in the effort and invest in them, you better make damn sure that they're going to put in the same amount of investment into you. Again, whatever this is, it's going to come in fast for someone. If you've been manifesting for this, continue to manifest for this. Continue your manifestations, period. I said that earlier. I don't know. I'm seeing like if you go out to like a farm or a ranch and they have like the big gate at the front, like it might have like a plaque with like the name of the farm or the ranch on it. I'm not seeing that, but I'm seeing the gates. You know, like when you have like fencing and then you have gates that you can open so you can either drive through or drive cattle or horses through the gate. Like I'm seeing a gate. And not a double, but just a single, like a really long single metal gate. A peach tree? Peaches grow on trees, right? Peach tree? They're not apples. I think a peach tree. And sand. I'm seeing sand. I think that's it. I'm going to let it rest. I hope it resonated. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed my rant and my story about yesterday. I hope you all have a great day and or evening wherever you are, and I'll talk to you later.